Is this gonna work now? Is this Does this work now? Is this gonna work now? Is this better? Okay. Okay, I think this is better. Um I don't know. We're just gonna go with it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't fucking work. Okay. Listen. I am what you call. Let me turn on the big light. Spooky. My feet. Oh. Okay. Big light is on in my jams, and we need to have a conversation. And by we, I mean me, myself, and I to look back on this. And anybody who stumbles upon this again, TWED, like there's no other fucking way for me to like say this. Speaking into the void. Because this is a fucking void. I'm gonna set this up a little bit better. But like, why am I worried about setting this up better? Why am I worried about a better angle? Bitch, like who's actually gonna see this but you? Type shit. Okay. I am, for a lack of a better term, an ED girl who's fucking hungry. Like who's apparently me. That's crazy that I made that joke in the context of this. Who's hungry? Type shit. I I've been really suffering with my eating disorder because of Coachella, and I'm now really painfully aware of how Valley Girl I sound. The vocal fry, the the intonation. It's so like, and I was worried about Coachella and like my eating disorder. Um, Let me drink some water. Maybe that will help. I do feel really monotone, especially coming off of Coachella. I don't feel as vibrant and as exuberant as I normally am. Not because, I mean, it could be a part of that. I'm not going to say what, but I think overall, going into this Coachella is my first one officially. And coming off of an EDC last year where I felt really self conscious about my body, and then the year before where I was like, bitch, body yada yada, body tea, body down, body giving, because I looked skinny, because I looked skinny, I knew that coming into this Coachella versus the other music festivals that I've gone to where I'm either a little bit more covered up or I'm in the rave community and I feel a lot. God, I might be a little too close to this fucking mic. So it might be picking up a lot of my breath. I need to get one of those fucking covers. But coming off of Coachella and being a girl who goes to EDC, who raves, who I'm in a community of people who are so embracing of just being their true self that I entered this Coachella space really nervous and anxious because God knows Coachella is not that. Like, oh, drop my poppers. Coachella, Coachella, shut the freaking front door. Coachella is, for a lack of a better term, an influencer Olympics. And I think that being, it's a joke, right? But like every joke is rooted in truth. And I think that's an important place to start. Is that like hee hee ha ha, Coachella is influencer Olympics. And influencer Olympics really encapsulates the culture of doing it for the gram. going to Coachella and doing it for the gram, not doing it for the reasons why I do things, which is really rooted in my own identity, especially when it comes to raving. Like, yes, I go to raves and I have fun. It's a fun place to be. I'm not saying I don't go there and I don't have fun. But my drive to go to these events on top of having fun is getting to be me and getting to be in a space where one, I am my most mindful. I feel like there are not many places, especially as somebody who astrology girl down, I have hella air in my chart. Like, yes, I might be at my core a Virgo earth sign down. Gemini and Libra take so much of my chart. And so while I am somebody who likes to stay grounded at my core tenet of who I am, I spend a lot of my time with my head in the clouds with this bird's eye view, which is great in some instances, but in other ones, I'm just fucking stressed out about the next thing. I have this bird's eye view. I can see every single step. Like, fuck, am I not going to be stressed about all of the things to come? But when I'm at a music festival, especially because I pay so much money to be there, I enjoy the music that I listen to. As somebody who spends so much of my time with my head in the clouds, especially like when it comes to like going to a lot of things alone and doing things alone, which I'm such a firm fan of, it takes a lot for me at the very beginning of any festival that I go to, whether it be a festival that's super small, whether it even be a show, right? It takes me a little bit to get into the fucking mindset of being there and enjoying myself. Like, I will say the first day of anything that I go to, a good 50 plus percent of it is spent anxious. I'm fucking anxious. I can't lock into the music. I'm not having a good time. That's a big reason why even when I go with a group of people, I tell them, "Hey, I'm going to go side quest, like I'm going to go off by myself," because I can't just like flip into that mode really easily. In the same vein of, like, when I get super overwhelmed at a festival, a part of me is like, "I need to fucking leave." Like, that happened this year at Coachella where halfway through day 2, I just wasn't having good vibes and I was freaking out, and I was like, "I need to go, I need to go." Like, I was so anxious and in my head, and it took a lot for me to ground myself and find myself back in my, like, "Enjoy the experience, you're here," like, blah, 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 but all that to say, once I fucking get there, I am dancing like no one's watching. I'm here. I'm enjoying myself. Like, I'm having the time of my fucking life. When I'm at a music festival or at any live music thing, really, I find so much power in grounding in a way that I don't really experience anywhere else. I feel like I live such a fast life because one, I'm running away from my thoughts, but two, like, I just really like to be involved in other people's lives. I like to say yes to things. I like to go to things. And so, so much of my life is in pursuit of the next thing. Of God, like when I'm done with work, I have to go to the gym. When I go to the gym, like I have to make food. Like, I am constantly driven towards the next thing and often forget in the moment to enjoy things myself. We're going to get to the eating disorder. All of that to say, when I am in a rave setting, it does take me a little bit longer to lock in, I won't lie, but it does help that when I do, I'm surrounded by so many fucking amazing people, that I meet so many fucking amazing people. I make so many cool friends. It is like the way that I talk about raving and going to live music events, it's almost literally like I'm preaching gospel. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how much of a community that I found, how many people that I've met once, twice, 3 times that, like, I continue to have so much investment in their lives. Like, yes, it's kind of giving the vibe of, like, the girl that you met when you're fucked up in the bathroom and, like, God, like, your world changes. But, like, it really does with this community in a way. that I know Coachella isn't. That yes, there are ravers at Coachella, and you can find community in Coachella, and not to say that I didn't meet amazing people and make amazing friends. Um, at the same time, going into Coachella, I had a vibe about it that I knew was very different from my other vibes at the other festivals that I've gone to. Because I go to some small ones here and there too. I'm trying to wrap my head around what I guess encapsulates what helps encapsulate where I'm at right now. I went to EDC for the first time in 2024, and I was the thinnest I've been in a while. And I can't lie, I looked good. I was working out at 5 a.m. every single day. I had a pretty, not like an easy job, but like a job that didn't demand a lot of me the way that now I have a job that demands a lot of me. And I felt like I looked really good. Everyone said I looked really good. And I did a lot of work beforehand in 2022, and it used to give me a lot of, like, panic when people would talk about my body because COVID, like, for many people, changed my body. Like, I gained a significant amount of weight, I was drinking like crazy, I was eating terrible food, I was not in the most mentally well living situation. Not that it was bad in the slightest, I definitely think it was better than being at home, but it was one of those places where your vices were unchecked by anybody but yourself. And that's what adulthood is coming to terms with your vices, the darker parts of yourself when not under the thumb of your parents. But COVID, like everything, like everybody exacerbated it. And I really made a concerted effort to get healthier. Um, not to say that getting skinnier means you're getting healthier, but I just incorporated a lot of healthier habits in my life. I also stopped drinking for a while. I took myself out of such a hedonistic environment, and I really put a lot of mind to all of the behaviors that I indulged in during COVID that were just not conducive to my life. And that's what I mean by healthier, because it does suck that a part of that health journey for me did also include when I was at my worst mentally, gaining a lot of weight. And then when I was trying to pull myself out of that with adding routine, by working out, by cutting out drinking, by cooking for myself more, like all of those things that I did for myself also in tandem affected my body. And a part of me does wish that that wouldn't have been the case. And I know that I should be really grateful for the body that I'm in and the ability to lose weight and the ability to get healthier in a way that didn't completely derail my life or didn't cause me to have this crazy, crazy, crazy life shift that was difficult mentally for me to go through. It was something that I intentionally went through myself that really centered, put my own well-being at the forefront in a way that I never had before. And and I think because I am just a blindly determinate person that I'm very action oriented, that to me it wasn't that difficult in a way that for other people it can be, and I'm not saying one way is better than the other. I'm just saying I guess like I'm lucky. Um It does come with its downsides, which I guess I'll touch on a little bit later. There's no script for this. I'm literally just, like, thinking out loud here to nobody, but to everybody at the same time because this is on the internet, and the internet's forever, and it's like I'm talking to a friend, a therapist, myself, who knows? Who knows? And so I lost weight. And I found a form of exercise that I really loved, which was indoor cycling, which is very cardio intensive, which again does affect the way that I I look, right? And so 2024, I was like cut. Like I was like, damn, like I was looking good. And then I had to get a second job. And then my workouts, my eating habits, my mental health, everything kind of got put on pause because I needed to make money to survive. And that I did go to EDC that same year, and I saw the photos that were taken of me. And again, I didn't look bad. It's not like I looked obese, and also like that shouldn't really be an issue because the obesity rates in America are high because those numbers are ridiculously unrealistic. Like there are people who I see who are like healthy, who look great, who are considered obese. That's fucked up. Like it is so ingrained within our society to be like thin and skinny. And I just the reason that sparked this whole thing that is going to probably lead me to write something just to get my thoughts out was I watched a Jamila Jamil video on TikTok. And she was talking just about how this culture that we're currently in right now, this Ozem pandemic, this thin culture that is taking and consuming our pop culture, which therefore influences our culture by storm. The peptides, the looks maxing, all of those things. And I'm somebody who studied sociology. Like I'm somebody who can spot it. And I'm somebody who cognitively understands why we're at where we're at. We are at the one of the hardest points economically that this country has faced, where it makes sense that the thin is in because bitch, we can't afford food. It's I guess it's a combination of all of that, right? So that's going on my out external. Like that's where we're at. But internally, again, I saw those photos from EDC and I couldn't help but feel really disappointed. I don't feel like I look that different from my day to day, but seeing what I looked like when I was at my thinnest, and then seeing what I look like after I was inconsistently working out, eating fast food a lot. Like fast food as in like I was just getting food wherever I could and eating it, whether that be really greasy, really heavy with like sodium, and just falling into old habits. I still didn't really drink that much, but like it really does come down to like the food that I was eating wasn't good for me. I wasn't working out consistently or in a way that like or in the way that I was before, and that's okay. It's just a natural progression of life. And this body image ideal that I have in my head, I can't help but feel is rooted in pedophilia. Sorry to say that on this fucking app, but it is because it highlights thinness, hairlessness, youthful glow, like all of those things. Mind you, half the things that we're doing to ourselves are stripping us of the things that make us look youthful and radiant. And my brain just derailed. I just I guess the point that I'm trying to make there is that like the standard with which I am upholding for myself, I know is not good. Point blank period. And I don't know if I went to EDC this year, I would feel the same way that I did for Coachella. I I can't tell, right? I can't say, especially when it came to me comparing the way that I looked in 2024 to the way that I looked in 2025 and the way that I look now. And now I look somewhere in the middle. I'm not as thin and cut as I was for EDC 2 years ago, but I'm not the same person that I was when I wasn't working out, when I was just like eating really poorly. But I also do know that with the whole influencer Olympics culture of Coachella, like, it didn't help this spiral that I went in over the past few months where my eating disorder really came back in a way that really scared me. Um, Whereas in the past, my eating disorder was rooted in looks, yeah, but, like, I was already really thin. It was more so, like, control. This time, it was so results driven that, like, it really scared me. Like, it really scared me because, what I was saying earlier in regards to my blind determinants in regards to achieving the goals that I set out for myself and being action oriented, as much as it's a great thing, this is when it's terrible. When I can just do. Like, I simply just do. Like, if I want to starve myself, I will. I'll just do it. Doesn't matter if I know that it's bad for myself. If there's a part of me that wants it and it wins out in that conversation, I'll just fucking do it. And I really worked hard this past year, really this past year, to redefine my relationship with food, especially in relation to like me working out, like really seeing food as fuel and really seeing food as a means to like gaining weight because that's a goal that I set out for myself and like building muscle and like really filling out in a way that I haven't before. And I was really, really tapped into that for a few months. And then Coachella. And then the months leading up to Coachella, I became so restrictive with my diet. I became really obsessive with the food that I was intaking and also obsessive with this demand to work out almost every single day to the point where like I stopped enjoying working out. I stopped enjoying going to the gym because it felt like I was only doing so to like look better, which going to the gym, as much as it did help me look better, like I was kind of saying before, like those habits I built not because I was like, I want to be skinny, I want to be this, I want to be that. Like it was really rooted in my mental health and being able to set goals for myself and achieve them. And, like it felt good to like work out and like I feel good about myself after, despite the way that I looked. Like, I felt good after because I felt strong, like, I felt like I had a lot of mental fortitude, like, there was just so much of myself that I associated with the gym that got lost in this fear of not being thin enough for Coachella, and I think the scariest part of all of that, right? I mean, obviously, EDC 2024, I was really worried about the way that I looked to the point where, like, I didn't eat anything that when I like, literally nothing, maybe a strawberry here or there before I went into the actual festival itself, and then I took my photos, and then I ate some food. I don't do that anymore. I, like, just eat what like, I don't eat a lot, but, like, I make sure I eat some before I go in, which does affect the way that, like, I look because I bloat when I eat carbs, but I need the carbs, like, all of those things that, like, I guess that I tell myself, right? It it really boils down to I am really frustrated because I feel like I worked really hard to get to the place that I was before I was so worried about Coachella, where it was like, we're eating 2 to 3 meals a day. We're making sure we're getting our protein in. We're making sure we're getting our vegetables in. Like, we're making sure we're fueling ourselves for the gym because at the gym, like, we wanna grow muscle, we wanna do this, we wanna do that. And I threw so much of that out the window because I was so afraid at Coachella. And yes, a part of me is sick about the fact that like I could do something like this to myself, starve myself, deplete my brain of nutrients that I need to think. So there was a lot of brain fog. I fell into a really bad depression before Coachella. Like so much of my life like caved in on me. I was so anxious about my food intake. Like I just and I think a part of me feels really gross because a part of me feels like it was worth it. That like I look back at the photos that I took at Coachella and yeah, I don't feel like I was like, damn, skin tea, hala, like ab down, like even though I have those. One, I posted the most authentic photos that I could. And there's a photo in the dump that a part of me was like, fuck, should I have put that in as my main one? Because I looked skinny. But I intentionally selected a photo with the group that I went with to be my cover one, even though I was bending at the knees a little bit to match their height a little bit, and then like leaning back and bending over so my stomach didn't really look good. And the way that like what little, because there's so little, what little love handles I have were like bent over my leg. You can see a little bit of that. Like I knew I needed to do that for. Oh, I knew I needed to do that for myself because I needed to choose whatever photo that I put out there to be rooted in honesty, I guess. And like that photo is really joyous. Like that was like our day one and we all looked so good and we were so coordinated and it was so nice. Um but like a part of me looks at that photo, I think it's like 5 photos deep and I'm like but it's also like if somebody goes to my Instagram, looks at my feed and sees like an unflattering angle of my belly and it's like, ew, fuck that. Like I don't want that person in my life. But I also can't help but feel like, why can't I be that person all the time? Like I took a photo day too, and bitch, I was like skinny down. Like I was damn, put that on my story and I was looking fucking good. But I wonder if people are like, oh, he edits his photos, he does this, he does that. And I'm like, first of all, maybe I bring the exposure down a bit, girl. But I don't really do the face tune, like blah 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 blah. Like I don't make myself look skinny. Like I like to post what I like to post. But I guess a part of me is like anxious. I'm like, do people think I do that? Because of the story that I put on my like I put up a few days ago. I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then you see the fucking actual post, and I'm not like giving literally like stick thin. Like, let me fucking show y'all. Let me show y'all. Cause this is what I put up. And hey, I look good. Like, you look good. But this is the Instagram post that like I put up and it's something that's so not really noticeable, but it's that little like that little fold and it's like it's all I can stare at, right? Even though it shouldn't be. And then I see a photo like this and I'm like, damn, that fold ain't there. Like he just like schliving. But this is my body. This is this is what you're gonna get, right? Type shit. Yeah. I mean, I look at it now. It's funny now that I'm talking about it and I look at it. I posted this yesterday. I look at it a day later and I'm like, dude, that's like literally nothing. But like all of yesterday, like I was just like so like, can people tell? Do people think I'm fake when I post like my fucking shirtless photos? Because like this is when I'm this is when I link. And I don't know, the Jamila Jamil. I don't know if I'm even saying her name right. I'm so sorry. She is never gonna see this. The video that she put, like I was kind of crying to it because she's right. Like when I starve myself and I deplete my body, like I'm kind of doing irreversible damage to it. And that's like scary. And it's like, for what? So I can be thin? So like it's crazy because like I felt like I did a lot of work to kind of free myself from that. I think the reason why I cried and the reason why I wanna, I guess, like, post something like this and, like, speak to no one, but also, like, talk it out so that if I do decide to write something, I'm able to write it out in a way that doesn't feel so, like, I'm full of myself. But, like, this is gonna sound really bad, but no one's listening. And maybe I bring this up with my therapist too. If I wasn't conventionally attractive, and I'm not trying to say, bitch, I'm a fucking 10. Like, I'm not trying to say, like, I'm ready for the catwalk. Like, I'm not, that's doing too much, right? Like, I'm saying I am, from a societal standpoint, maybe not, because look at the skin tone. Let's start there. But for the most part, okay. And I'm like, I'm justifying myself to the 0 people that are fucking watching. For the most part, hey, I know I look good. That's fine, right? Is that fine for me to admit? It feels like it shouldn't be. Like, it feels like that should be, like, a fucking secret that, like, when hot people know that they're hot, and I'm not saying I'm literally like, boom, boom, like, I'm hella boom, boom, but 6, 7, you know? I know I look good. Again, it really fucking sucks to say that. It doesn't suck to say it out loud, but it's fucking weird. It's weird to say out loud. It's weird to admit to nobody that, hey, I know I look good. And it has its upsides. I do think I have pretty privilege sometimes. I do think I will say I work really hard to be kind to everybody. So I think that helps too. Like, not only do I look good, but, like, I'm really kind and I try to be really kind to people. I think that combination has gotten me really far despite, hey, I'm not kind all the like, I don't feel like I wanna be kind all the time, but I still choose to be, you know? Um, like, fixing my fucking Ole Henriksen. I don't like this one. I don't. I think I'm a Coco Creme girl. It makes me look like I just look so. This is entering the what if territories. If I wasn't conventionally attractive, hold space. Would I be so attached to my thinness? That's something that, like, I really had to come to terms with this Jamila Jamil video, and I don't think I have an answer, and I don't think I have come to terms with it. I think it's something I'm actively coming to terms with. I feel like, oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna cry. I feel like my whole life, especially as somebody who, yes, like, yes, I was. I say was. I wasn't the most sought after, you know, in school and stuff. And I spent so much of my life like being super nerdy. And obviously they have their little everyone has their little like gay glow up or whatever. But I feel like that's just like what I hear from so many people. I hear it all the time. And like boo, like he's tearing up, like he's crying about being attractive, like champagne problems. But there is this just like underlying current of, well, if that's what people think that I am, I have to work hard to maintain it. Like I have to. And it's not like I have to. No one's holding my head at like holding a gun to my head. But it almost feels like it. Like it almost feels like I'm only worth my beauty because on the surface that's what people see and that's what people notice. And I don't want that to be all that they see. But I guess I can't help but feel like for a lot of people that is all that they see. Again, like it's so champagne problems. I'm gonna grab some like the toilet paper that's sitting on my bed. Yes, I ate. It just feels like and this is something that I found a lot of frustration in, especially when I gained a lot of weight and then I lost it. That it really opened my eyes to how vapid people can be, how vapid I am, and how there's so many qualities that like I have worked on, how self like aware I am, emotionally intelligent I am, how driven I am, all of these things that I find so attractive about myself and so beautiful about myself that like like not everything should be about a man, right? And I think I've done a lot of work to decenter men from my life. But like in the times where I've put myself in those situations to be like perceived by a man, like I hate when they're surprised that like I'm three dimensional. Like there's a part of me that's so, I guess, afraid that like, yeah, I look good, but I know that it's not gonna last forever. I don't want to be the kind of person that chases youth for the rest of their lives. I think I've done a lot of work to build myself up to be so much more than what I look like. But I don't know. At the same time, right? At the same time, when it comes to everything else, I guess, It does feel like that's what I'm reduced to. And it's hard to not feel so attached to the way that I look and to starve myself and to uphold an unrealistic body expectation of myself. One that I don't hold on other people at all, or that I've done a lot of work to unlearn. I'm not saying I'm completely free of it, but I feel like I've done a lot of unlearning that I just feel so rooted in my being. Because it just feels like I have been reduced to the way that I look. And not to say that other people aren't, right? But I just, I wish, I guess, and this sounds so weird to say out loud, but maybe that I was just like so much more average, you know? That like I didn't have to be attractive all the time. Not to say again that I'm like all that in a bag of chips. And listen, I can let myself go in a little bit and like land on the average scale, I guess. But I guess for so much of my life, I have been more on the attractive side. And then I gained weight and then I stopped getting compliments. And then I lost weight. And now everyone's like, God, you're so fucking blah, 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 blah. Especially my fucking family, bro. Would life be so much easier if I was a 5? And hey, pretty privilege is great. And I'm so glad that I benefit from it. But the cost of my sanity feels like it's unrelenting. And you watch movies like The Substance, and you see these looks maxers take it to the absolute extreme. And it's hard to tell where I fall on that extreme. And it's so normalized. Everyone's like, "Yeah, I'm on a GLP-1, fuck it." Serena Williams, "I'm on a GLP-1, fuck it." I don't wanna be that. No shade to the girls that are doing that because if that's what's gonna make you happy and feel more confident, fucking no shade, right? Like, do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna shit on you for taking something. I'm not gonna shit on you for getting surgery. I guess it just really falls with this is how it makes me feel. And it's so crazy that starving myself makes me feel good. The way that I look, I find comfort in that feeling sometimes, a lot of the times, especially when I get into really bad habits, because there's a part of me that's like, God, like, I know where this is leading to. And it's just not good. I don't know if I'm going to write something tonight about it. Funny enough, I need to eat dinner. I need to eat dinner. But I'm feeling at a loss right now because I don't know where to go from here. I don't know if this is something I have to make the concerted effort to stop for the rest of my life with and come to terms with X, Y, and Z. And maybe that's what your 20s is, and that's what gaining weight is, and that's what not being stick thin like a fucking child is. but it's hard to let go. And I don't know what timeline it will be for me to let go. And if that letting go is gonna be forever or if I'm just gonna keep relapsing. 'Cause I do be relapsing. That's it, I guess. That's it. There's nothing left to say. Actually, there's so much left to say. Like I said, I feel like I really wanna write something poetic about this. But for now, sayonara.